we were at Tattoo Green Flags the last time when a client walked in. And we kind of touched base on tattoo green flags and what it would be, yes, people coming in. You had said acknowledgement, like right there and then, right? You had touched base on if we're all here and nobody acknowledges you when you walk in, like that's a red flag. So green flag is acknowledgement, immediate, and then a client, right? So what is something that you want apprentices, like Cam, okay? What is something you want apprentices and anybody who is seeking a tattoo career, what do they need to know? What is some encouraging advice that you can give them, or discouraging, whatever? What would you say to them?
Okay, so from an artist who has went through an apprenticeship and then has helped with other apprenticeships, if you do not pay attention, you will not succeed.
Elaborate.
So, right now, our apprentice is 8 years older than I am. When he first started, I felt like there was going to be an issue with learning, like him listening to me. And there hasn't been, because we had an apprentice prior to him who did not like to listen. It was in one ear, out the other, but they also didn't know how to draw a stick man. So if you don't listen and actually, like, just because somebody, like, say you go into a shop and you're 40 years old and you have a 20-year-old tattooist who's been tattooing longer and knows more about it, listen to him. Just because he's younger than you doesn't mean you don't listen to him. Now, that's just from my point of view. Now, if you're like, as an apprentice, none of your tattoos are going to be good. Well, I can't say none of them, because towards the end of your apprenticeship is the only time you're going to start doing good tattoos, because that's how we know your apprenticeship is over.
It's very rare. We need to reiterate, it is extremely rare that somebody walks in and picks up a tattoo machine and immediately runs with it. It is very rare. Those people who have that ability, dude, kudos. Continue.
But it's just like, you have to you have to understand that tattooing is a process. It's not something that you just go in there, sit for an hour or two, and it be done. You can do a tattoo the size of a $50 and it take you 2 hours. Just because it took you 2 hours doesn't mean you're slow. That just means you took your time and you put effort into it.
You gave it your all.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not just doing it to do it. Because if you're in tattooing for anything other than just like art and like your love of art, then you're in it for the wrong stuff. Because nowadays, if you want to be famous and make good money tattooing, you have to have a TikTok. You have to make content. And it's unfortunate that this is the day and age that we grew up in, because back in the day you could make good money just by being a good artist. But nowadays, social media runs everything. So you could be a horrible artist, but if you got a following on TikTok or you got a following on social media, people are going to come to you no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
So don't get like discouraged because nobody wants to come to you or nobody knows who you are, because one, you're an apprentice. Nobody's going to know who you are. And even if they do know who you are, they're probably not going to want to get tattooed by you. That's just how most people on earth think, and that's how they feel. If they're going to get a tattoo, they want a good one. So Now there are certain people that you'll find, we call them guinea pigs, but they don't care to walk around with like your progress on them. So if you can find a couple of people like that, keep them. Those are your, like, I'm not gonna say use them because they're also using you for free tattoos, but that's like,
keep them close.
yeah, it's like you want those people because those are like your good people. It's like your quote unquote good clients. So, and then like discouragement, it hurt your back. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm 21, going on 22, and my back hurts like a 60-year-old man. My thumb right now is got like a jammed up issue from tattooing and playing video games together. So you might have to choose one or the other. When I first started tattooing, I had carpal tunnel from video games, and that didn't get much better.
It's a good thing you're not a coil bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So there's just certain things you should probably take into consideration before you decide that this is what you want to do, because it is a very demanding and very back-breaking job. There are going to be a lot of nights to where you sit up drawing the same design 45 different times, and then you'll not look at it.
Pinterest tattoos.
Exactly. And then you'll not look at them for a couple of days, and then you'll look at it, you'll change it one last time. It's like no matter what you look at or like what you do, you're gonna be tired.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Tattooing is a tiring. It's like, it's not hard work, like physical hard work, but it is.
Oh, yeah.
If you can sit like a shrimp for 8 hours and only move your arm, do it. You know, but like that is probably about the only thing I would say about discouragement, is that it does put a toll on your body. And if you're not very mentally strong, like if you're very hard on yourself and you start tattooing, you're going to be harder on yourself, because you're going to hate every drawing you do, you're going to hate every tattoo you do, you're going to hate everything about it. You just can't get discouraged, because you will get better and that you will kind of work that out, but at the same time you won't.
Oh, dude, you'll get cocky.
Yep.
I hate the cocky motherfuckers who do a tattoo, and from afar you can visibly see that it's bad, and then from a tattooist's perspective, because you're right there on it, like you see every line, you see like every flaw. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that's a good tattoo. It's not. Mm-mm. It's not. And if everybody in the shop is like, dude, man, like that was you know, don't sit there and go, oh, that was a good tattoo.
Right. And it's like if one of your coworkers or another tattooist says that your work is bad, I wouldn't necessarily take that as an insult straight away. Now, if they're actually, like, if you can tell that they're trying to insult you with your work, don't let it bother you, because they're trying to get a rise out of you.
Yes.
But at the same time, defend your work. If you like it and that's your style, defend it, because nobody else can do that. Nobody else can recreate that.
That's right.
That's all you. And there will be a lot of people out there that tell you that, you know, that they don't like your drawing, or that they don't like this, or that they don't like that. But you know what? Art's one of the great things on the planet that is subjective. So it's all opinion based. So just because one person doesn't like it doesn't mean that you can't walk into a room with 15 people and at least one out of the 15 people are going to like that. That's all you need for tattooing.
And dude, that person will tell their friends that that they got tattooed by this tattooist, and those friends are going to come in and check everything out. You know, there are a lot of tattoo shops where you come in as an apprentice, you finish your apprenticeship, now you're a tattooist. Your coworkers, you might hang out with them in the shop, but secretly deep down, they don't want you to have that business because you're taking money away from them.
Yeah.
You're
So-
taking money away from them. They will find every which way in the world to make you fail.
I was gonna say most shops, so most shops won't even do an apprenticeship because they don't want to teach their competition.
Yes.
Yeah. Or they'll make you pay for your apprenticeship so that, you know,
Oh, yes. Oh,
it's
no.
worth it.
No. If
them.
you pay for your apprenticeship, that means you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
You're in it to win it. People will take you seriously. You're there.
Yeah.
If you're coming in and not paying for an apprenticeship, people are not going to take you seriously. There are shops out there that are like, yeah, we'll take that gamble, and they won't make you pay for an apprenticeship. But then, 9 times out of 10, those people turn around and screw you over. They go to the competition. They go to where they want to go. We've had that happen several times here. Several times. Do you feel, William, that you made the right choice in your career path, like what you wanted to do with your life? I mean, you're 21 years old. Do you feel that this is what you want to do for the rest of your life?
Yes and no,
Yeah.
because there's still a little bit of me that wants to fight
Mm-hmm.
and do that, but
Why not do both? Why can you not do both?
I can't do both because my hands will not let me. My body won't let me.
Yeah.
So, say if I go out there and I hit a punching bag wrong and I break my hand, I'm out of tattooing for months. I'm out of fighting for months. I'm fucked.
Boom.
So it's like, I can't do that. It's like if I go out there and I break my foot, I can still tattoo. But if I break my right hand, I'm screwed. Done for.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already have like fucking fused bones, mashed knuckles, and everything. So it's like if I break it, there's a good chance that like I'll do like some severe like nerve damage and shit, and like I'll be shaking and stuff, and that eliminates me from tattooing.
Boom.
So I would rather, like if I had to choose between the two, tattooing all day. But like where I wanted to do that first, it's like there's still a little bit of me that wants to do that. But like, yeah, I would say that I chose the right.
Yeah. You think you're in it to win it? When you're 40 years old, are you going to look back and go, yeah, man?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or when you're 30, I mean, because that's, even though that's like 9 or 10 years down the road for you, right? Like, it's like, ah, man. When
Because
you
at
think
that
about it,
point,
it's a
I'd be
long
tattooing.
time.
I would say at that point, I'd be tattooing for about 13, 14 years.
Yeah. I've been doing this. So I have not physically have I only tattooed for 10 years. The first 5 years was apprenticeship for piercing, apprenticeship for tattooing. Even then, I was only 20% taught, and then I'm like, no, and I took off and I did my own thing. But like, I've been in the industry for 10 years. And there have been times in the past couple of years where I'm just like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. This has been the longest career path that I've had.
Well, now from a business, all right, so now I was looking at it from a tattooist perspective. Now,
Yes.
if I owned my own tattoo shop and I didn't think that it was doing well, or, if I felt like I was struggling or something like that, then I would probably look back and be like, damn, where did I go wrong somewhere along the lines of the last 15 years?
Right.
But, like, if it's just like one day I get a bad thought, I'm not gonna like,
Give up.
right. It's like, because everybody, your brain's very evil,
Yeah.
and it will make you think and overthink, and then you'll create scenarios and shit in your head, and then none of it's true. So it's like, I understand not wanting to do it, but I think toughing it out and sticking it out proves a bigger point than just folding
Yeah.
and not doing it.
And I've done a lot of this out of spite. This has been a very spiteful adventure with tattooing.
See, and I also feel like you shouldn't do it just out of pure spite, because eventually you're gonna feel like did you actually want to do that, or did you just do that out of pure spite and just meanness?
Oh yes.
Because
That's the only thing that keeps me motivated. That's the only thing. People telling me I cannot and will not, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm going to.
well, see, now that's
spite. Pure spite.
So
I've had people for the past 10 years
I feel like,
tell me that.
because regardless of that, because people are gonna, no matter what you do, people are gonna tell you that you can't do it, or that you suck at it, or
Oh, yeah.
this, that, and the third.
Every day.
So like, regardless of what they say, I would look at it like I love tattooing, regardless of how my business is actually doing or I love tattooing. This is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So like, who cares? Like, who cares if we had a slow day? It's like there's more days down the road to tattoo. So it's like that's how I would look at it. Like I would, because like I'm not, but I also don't necessarily have a reason to be spiteful. Granted, I have people telling me that I can't, that my drawings suck and that my tattoos suck, but I don't know, I just don't let that bother me much anymore. It bothered me a lot in the beginning,
Yeah.
but like somewhere along the lines of the last like 3 years, I've just kind of not gave a fuck about what people around here think. And it's like, unless you have a tattooing background and like,
Yeah.
you know what you're talking about, your opinion is fuck all to me. It's like, if you like it, if you like my artwork, cool. If you don't like it, cool. Keep it to yourself. Even if you tell me, you're not gonna hurt my feelings none. It's like now if fucking, Gion, he's on Ink Masters. I know how you feel about it.
You guys hate it, but yeah.
He's a really, really, really good new school artist. And if he was to come up to me and tell me my tattoos was shit, I'd probably cry in a corner for a couple of days and, be real upset about it. But, like, as far as, like, just some Joe Smo anywheres in the world telling me that my art sucks, it's like, I don't care. It's like, that does not matter to me. Unless you are, like, high up or like known in the tattooing industry, probably not gonna hurt my feelings none. Now, am I gonna sit here and say that it doesn't piss me off and like bother me a little bit? Yeah, but I mean, anybody who gets told that they suck at something that they love doing, is gonna feel some kind of way about it. It's like if they sit there and just laugh at you, then they probably know that that's true. They're like, yeah.
Oh, dude, so many.
Like,
so many
but
times.
I just try to keep a positive outlook on a lot of things with tattooing. Because there's a lot of negative shit with it. And it's more of a mental game, really, than it is anything. Because once you get in your head about, like, your drawings and stuff, you're either going to change it or you're going to quit.
Yeah.
It's like there is no in between. You're either going to get better or you're going to just stop. And I've seen so many people just stop because their own head, they don't like their own drawings, and nobody's even seen their drawings for them to give an opinion on.
Yeah.
But they still quit and they still drop everything just because they think it's not good enough.
Yeah.
And it's like that
You're right.
is very brutal. And I hate when people go through that, because I think you should take that. Like, if somebody tells you that your drawings suck, you should take that and make it better. It's like, you don't have to change your style or change this and change that. But like, say you go to do a circle and your circle's just a little wonky. Fix it.
Fix it.
So it's
Make
like,
it better.
it's like, just make it better.
Be
It's like
better.
it's like, I'm a perfectionist, so if it's not perfect, my brain literally won't let me not fix it.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll sit there and, like, we call it eye fucking. you'll sit there and stare at a tattoo for so long that you'll make imperfections on a perfect tattoo just because you stared at it for too long, and you think that it should go there, but in reality it shouldn't go there because you're in a drawing mind. You're drawing it like paper. So then it's better to just quit, take a step back, because you can do too much to a tattoo and ruin it.
You can always add. We cannot take away.
Mm-hmm.
I always say that here in the shop. You can always add. You just can't take away.
I've seen a lot of very good tattoos that would be great tattoos, but they got overworked, and the artist stayed on them way too long.
Too much black.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say they make them too dark and they make them too muddy, and you can't tell what's going on. But if they would have just left a little bit of skin breaks or left out their darkest tone of gray wash, they probably would have been all right, or at least healed all right. Because 9 times out of 10, people get them tattoos and they're like, oh, they look sick right now. But here in about 6 months, when you got, I can't use that. When you got just a big black blob on your arm, it is what it is. You gotta live with that. Now you have to black out your whole arm because you thought the tattoo looked cool in the beginning and it didn't heal right.
We're currently doing that with fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're currently doing
That's
that.
the analogy I wanted to use.
There we go.
But I don't know, what was the question again? I felt like we kind of just rambled on for a minute.
It's all right. Is there anything else you want to say to anybody else? Like anybody out there listening? So we all know that you like black and gray work. You're not a color person at all, which is absolutely fine. There are people out there who don't like color in their tattoos. Absolutely fine. What do you look forward to for the rest of the year? Like what if future people out there listening to this, what do you hope comes in and you're like, ooh, me, I want to do it?
Horror tattoos.
Yeah.
I want to do like, so I did the jigsaw a while back. I want to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not like with the red and the trash polka style.
Yeah.
But just like a black and gray horror portrait,
Yeah.
or like something like that. I want to try to get into those. Pretty much anything black and gray really is. I don't have like a specific like. Okay, so my style is black and gray, but like tattoo style wise, I don't have like a specific like realism or like traditional, neo-traditional, Japanese traditional, Japanese. Like I don't have like nothing like that. So it's like if any of those walk in and it's black and gray, 9 times out of 10, I'll probably take it and I'll probably try to do it.
Nice.
So it's like, you want black and gray work? I am the dude. I got you.
Perfect. We love it. We love it. All right, so make sure you speak up for the microphone, okay? Because now we're going to interview you, daughter of Steve, and about your last 10 years of growing up basically without a fucking mom while I pursue this, right? Like, now we're going to get into family, right? So, what are your feelings about your mother going from apprenticeship to owning her own business? Like, talk to me about that. Like,
Well, I mean, it was something you wanted to do, so
well, yeah, but
I
like,
honestly didn't have an opinion on it until recently, when it kind of became a more bigger aspect of our life.
yeah,
When I had to move to and from school to the shop, yada yada. I know that for some people there was an image thing Like, oh, you're the child of the owner, and you must be XYZ.
Yeah.
I didn't really care. You know, to me it was just, oh, you own a business now, womp womp. It doesn't matter what kind of business it was. It was, to me, you were a business owner.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it's always been. I don't have any bias against, you own XYZ. You could have been, to me, this is the same thing as like owning a Remke or like a clothing store. There's no difference between being a shop owner and like owning some different type of shop, because in my head they're just as valid, you know.
So, but yes, but also you went from bigger city, right, to smaller town, right? So you recently graduated from Estill County High School. Woohoo! Estill Engineers. Woohoo! It was either graduate from Lee County and be a Bobcat, or to be an engineer, right? And you chose Estill County. So, with me being here in Estill County, like, and trying to take care of everything down here and the business, was it difficult for you, again, like, because I would come up and spend, you know, time or whatever, but ultimately, the past 5 years, this has been life.
Yeah.
Right? Me being an absent mother, an absent piece of shit mother who tried really, really hard to be here for you, right? Like, are there any regrets in knowing what you know now? Like, would you have changed anything about growing up, about me being there? Like, talk to us.
Honestly, no. It gave me greater freedom to grow as a person without the fear of being judged, right? Even though I knew it was rational now. I didn't trust any of you, actually. I didn't start trusting any of you until I got to high school, because that's when I realized, oh, hey, wait a minute. I'm not actually being,
Micromanaged.
yeah, well, was, obviously I'll bleep that out, whatever.
Yeah.
No
names.
I'm the editor. Oh.
Yeah, there's a whole like.
Yeah, there's a whole section that you need to fucking edit
Yeah,
out.
I got
like,
excited.
I might as well just like
right?
cut it out. Whatever. You know, what with, and I guess we'll call him that either, because that's the other person's name. God damn it.
Switch these off.
Old landlord. We'll call him old landlord. That
Old boyfriend.
Old boyfriend.
Steve's old
I
boyfriend.
was afraid to eat when I was around him, so I just didn't. So that was cool. But honestly, no. And even though that was horrible, I really wouldn't have changed a thing, because having that freedom to finally realize, hey, this is what's actually happening, and this is who I actually am. I changed.
So
Wasn't
what
that scared?
has been one struggle that you have seen as the daughter of a shop owner? Like, holy shit, Mom, like, why the fuck are you still doing this? Why are you still doing this to yourself? You should just quit.
Well, for a little bit, there were a lot of people in the shop that weren't really doing anything, or were not good for us, not naming names, but you know who. And while they seemed good at the time, they were good at what they did, they were genuinely not good people. And I know it's in your nature to trust and to be kind to people and to try and give second chances, but we kind of both knew those people weren't good.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that was necessarily a bad thing, though. I think having that image of, oh, well, this is the shop of second chances, as you said. I also think that's technically a good thing, you know, like, oh yeah, I can get away with stuff, but also the fact that you're genuinely forgiving and can see that people can change, you know.
So would it bother you when people would come to you and say all of these horrible, horrible things about like the shop and your mom, and you're like, no, like that.
People
no.
didn't really do that.
Oh,
No,
no,
no, actually,
no.
no. That's the thing. Like, I know you think that, but I wasn't bothered. Or if someone did say something, I just don't remember it because it probably just didn't affect me that much.
Yeah.
I was bullied most of my life, so it kind of got to the point where I was like, hey, haha, guess what? I don't remember this shit.
You guys
Haha.
at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I had my group, you know, I had my shop boys, which were the kids in the lab. Obviously I ruled over them. Like the only people that talked to me were either them or like fucking people in my English class because I scored straight A's constantly in that damn class. Like nobody said anything, you know. And I think even if people were to say something, it's just the people who wouldn't really change anything anyway. In my opinion, people who act like that aren't worth your time. So you should just therefore ignore them.
Do you think that that could be a lesson that your mother could learn while being a business owner?
I mean, the fact that like
screw them and screw what other people have to say.
again
Keep going.
see
You know.
when
I've learned a lot from you. You understand this, right? Like you're so genuinely. You and I are a no fucks given like kind of a thing, right?
Yeah, I try.
Until it comes to like this is deep shit. Well, like no,
Yeah,
like
like that.
brand,
Yeah.
right? Or like whoever, like family,
Yeah.
right? It's like
They don't-
zero fucks given until right. But
Right.
I learned with you being down here and being in the high school, because again you went from a larger population in school
Right.
to a smaller population. Either people like you or they don't like you. They'll treat you like shit because they don't like you, or
Right.
you know they've got something to gain.
Right.
Not everybody, you
Right.
know, but like if they've got something to gain from you, then they'll be nice to your face and then talk back to your back,
Right.
right? And that's that's everywhere, and that's up until the day that you die. Everybody's like that. It doesn't matter,
Right.
So people like who they like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I have learned as an individual who is 41 years old this year, owning a tattoo shop in a small town, right? 5 years in business, like we're celebrating that today.
Yeah.
Like it's we're out here grilling, blah blah blah, whatever. So, but like, do you? So I learned from you.